I'm Andy Pilgrim at the NCM Motorsports Park with a 2022 BMW M3 Competition X-Drive. That's the first time an M3 has ever come with all-wheel drive. This one's going to be a good one on track. The base price comes in at $77,895. That does include the $995 destination charge. The engine, well, it's a BMW 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6. It sounds great. I'm sure it's piped in inside the car, but boy, it sounds super. And it sounds good outside also. Horsepower, 503 horsepower. Torque, 479 pounds-feet of torque. Transmission is an 8-speed automatic. It is not a double clutch automatic, but I'll tell you, in the sport mode, it shifts nicely. It's got a really nice bubble when you shift. I think you're going to hear that on track. This particular M3 is the X-Drive, all-wheel drive, which is going to be useful anywhere in the US, especially in the winter. Weight, 3990 is published. I think it might be a little bit lighter than that. In actuality, it is certainly very, very nimble on this suspension. And the brake package, well, we've got the carbon ceramic option on this one, $8,150, 15.7-inch rotors up front, 15-inch in the rear. The brakes are excellent. Tires, the Michelin PS4S tires, 475/35 by 19s front, 285/30 by 20s in the rear. Let's take it to the track. Into the brake zone of turn 1, 139, 80 miles an hour, apex of 1A. Great transition there. The PS4S Michelins are hanging on really well, not the stickiest tire. Just the rotation, the way I can rotate the car into these slower corners is fantastic. This chassis is excellent. On the shift there, you heard the little burble on the shift. It's great stuff. I love those noises. Heavy on the brakes into 5, just sliding and sliding through here, but not too much understeer. Into 6, nice rotation, made the apex. Now we're coming downhill, off camber, through 7, hangs on well through there, uphill, into 8, and now we are just flat out, down over the top, through 9 and into 10. What are we gonna make? 107 miles an hour coming in. Great stability. Nice rotation, sliding through 10, out, and using pretty much all the road there. Quick rotation in. Nice slide into deception, and listen to this engine. Really pulling. 136 through turn 15. And now sliding all the way down through 16 into 17. The suspension is so well poised over these curves. It's fantastic. Getting the car inside here, just being patient, getting it to the inside, carrying good speed. 71 miles an hour down at the bottom. That's amazing. Into 20. Being patient, being careful with the tires through here, and now we're about ready to just unleash down the straightaway. Almost 100 miles an hour on the exit. What a great sounding engine. 2 minutes 15.06. This car is fantastic on track. So we just finished the hot lap. This car just put down a lap time that is quicker than the GT 350 Mustang. It's quicker than the SS1 Elite Camaro by like 6/10. Both those cars come on sticky tires. We're on the Michelin PS4S tire, which is an excellent summer tire, but it's not a known track tire. How? For me, the balance of the chassis. The balance of the chassis is superb. What I mean by that is I can turn this wheel and make the car do exactly what I want it to do. Previous models of the BMW, since probably the E36, have been quite twitchy at the limit. This thing is excellent. I mean, you just roll it into the corner and you roll it in and it goes exactly where you want to. Now, if you understand it's a heavy car and you're going to get some slide, it has no problem allowing me to basically pitch it and let the rear go. And I can then steer the car with the rear. That is something that I couldn't do easily with previous iterations. This car, the engineers have done a fantastic job with the chassis. The other things I really like, the seats, expensive seats, $3,800 option, but for track, I also like them on street, but for track, they really hold you in well. Also the steering, the actual steering wheel feel, the position, the ergonomics where I can get myself to, the brakes with the carbon ceramic option. For again, a car that weighs around 3,900 pounds, fantastic brakes. So all in all, what is really a tremendous grocery getter, practical, executive, rocket ship kind of car, you've got a track car that can compete with some of the best known track cars out there. And for reference purposes, some of the other numbers we've got on the car, we've got a 0 to 60 with around 3.6 seconds. Also, we've got a quarter mile, 11.9 seconds. Excellent, under 12 seconds. We don't do a rollout. These are just raw numbers for you, so we don't take off 0.2 of a second for a rollout. And also, top speed run on the half-mile straightaway we have here, that was over 160 miles an hour. So this thing runs really well. As you could tell from the lap time, I thoroughly enjoyed myself in this car. But the lap time it put down surprised a ton of people, including myself. We're on a Michelin PS4S tire, great tire, but not the stickiest tire in the world. And then it pulls a lap time ahead of things like the GT350 Mustang and also the SS1 LE Camaro. That is an incredible feat. Enjoyed manipulating this car around the racetrack in all-wheel drive, fantastic, and also in two-wheel drive. In my opinion, this new M3 is probably the best handling BMW since the E36. Incredible car.